What's up, everybody, and welcome to another Shock and Awe Toy Reviews Irritable Rambling Roundtable. I'm Wilson, that's Berg, this is Toast. Let's get started with the topics. No fucking
We're going to talk about haberdashery.
All right.
I forgot
What's
to wear
haberdashery?
a hat.
It doesn't matter. What's haberdashery?
Did you forget, though?
No.
Nah.
Do you not know what haberdashery is?
No.
Do you know what haberdashery is?
Yes.
Okay.
My wife was a haberdasher for a while.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
She makes hats.
How are you guys surviving during the coronavirus, real quick? You doing okay?
Thankfully, my family and everyone I know is healthy currently. I've always wanted to be a stay-at-home dad. I do not want to be a stay-at-home dad with both kids and this crazy fucked up schedule.
Otherwise, you're fine. I'm losing my fucking mind. I'm ready to get out. Like, if I wasn't married.
And this is an optical illusion. We're actually 6 feet apart from each other.
Yes.
If I wasn't married and had kids, this might be perfect for me. It wouldn't change much, I imagine, other than not being able to like go into restaurants and stuff like that. But I can't be like, I tried to implement the 6 foot rule in my house, like just stay 6 feet away from dad, and no, it ain't happening. I tried 12. I tried just living in the basement. I can't take it. There's too many people in the house, too much stuff going on. I don't like it. But you know, a good thing about the coronavirus thing is some people are going to die.
Well, I'm doing much better than Wilson.
Yeah.
Can you just put decrease the surplus population?
Sure. Well, I'm just saying certain people are going to die that maybe have it coming. Like certain politicians, I'm sure. Any politician that dies out of this is going to be good for me.
Have it coming.
Yeah. They just have it coming.
You do realize they're the rich and they can get tests whenever they want. So
I do understand that, but I'm just hoping some of them just go. There are people that need to go.
Okay.
And it should be their time. Sorry, Toast. How are you doing? You are not one of the ones that need to go, by the way.
That's good. So I'm still working. My wife is still working in the office 5 days a week.
Really?
Yeah. She is an essential company.
Huh.
So, like, we both think that if either of us get sick, it's going to be because of her work. But
or this.
I've already washed my hands twice.
Look, you all made fun of me for wearing a fucking mask. Look who's laughing now. Nobody.
Yeah,
because it wasn't funny. It wasn't funny to begin with. That's why.
In the last roundtable, you were talking about how overblown Corona was.
I know, and I regret that. I was wrong. Look, I'll admit when I was wrong.
About how you want people to die.
I wanted them to die last episode too, but I will, Berg. I should apologize for you. You took it much more serious than I did the first time. I was wrong. I'm big enough of a man to know when I was wrong, but yeah, this is a serious thing. Wash your hands. Stay safe. Don't go spitting on people. I was in fucking Target the other day. No joke. Listen to this.
Why would you go to Target?
Because the essentials. Looking for a Spawn figure, maybe. No, it was Walmart. I'm sorry. Doesn't matter. I was in the store, and I'm walking, and behind me I hear...
If you can't remember Walmart or Target, we have so many other problems.
I hear... There's like 2 teenagers, a guy and a girl, and I hear the guy go like, "We should cough by everybody that we walk by." I turned around, I go, "You fucking better not," and just kept walking. Like I was like, I can't. No, like even I am beyond that point where I find that funny. Like, I mean, it would be a good idea at the beginning of it, or if it wasn't as serious. But you know, hopefully we'll get past it. It's a scary thing. I'm scared.
I'm unemployed.
I know I feel bad. I'm sorry. There are people out there who are unemployed, and it's a scary thing. It's not a good thing, and I'm really worried that this is either the start of some kind of apocalypse or just getting us ready for the zombie apocalypse. But I'm just letting you know I'm ready to fight with you guys when the shit goes down.
This is the end of things that we don't even realize yet.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's not the zombie apocalypse. It's shit like there won't be movie theaters anymore. Everything's just going to go straight to your house.
So well, I'm employed through the end of the month, but come May, I have no idea what's going to happen.
Hopefully, come May, I will have my job back.
That's
Hopefully.
the thing is they can't give us. They keep giving us dates and then moving it back. Oh, we should be fine by this date. They don't know.
We're not going to be fine for about a year or two.
I might
just wait
fucking kill
Just
myself.
wait for Corona 2021.
There you go.
Just wait for Todd McFarlane to do a Spawn Spider-Man comic to save the comic industry,
Well,
as he said he might do the other day.
Segue.
there we go. So if you don't know, one of our favorite men to ever exist, at least me and Berg,
Pee Wee
is
Herman,
Wow.
Todd McFarlane.
That's a topic.
Rob Liefeld,
No, Todd McFarlane.
Todd Father.
Todd Father. Man, is he hilarious to watch. Just he's entertaining in and of himself. But he's got a Kickstarter going to redo the original Spawn toy.
From 1995 from
There
Todd
you go.
Toys.
But this-
Pre-McFarlane Toys.
So why don't you go ahead? Because I'm sure you can explain it better than I can.
So, Todd wants to make the original Spawn line, the first 6 guys, over using today's paint, today's sculpt, today's articulation, today's boxing, today's everything, as a celebration of whatever random celebration this is of Spawn for him.
Is ongoing, dude. Oh, sorry to interrupt again, but have you noticed that he is now putting on every issue like record-breaking title? It's so Todd. It's so Todd.
So, yeah, and so he's doing a Kickstarter, and he explains that the reason he's doing a Kickstarter is because it's impossible in today's age to do one figure. Like, Walmart is not going to buy one figure. Target is not going to buy. They want a case of figures. So they're not going to buy just Spawn. They want Spawn 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And the places like Babbage's and EB Games and GameStop, or not GameStop, fuck GameStop, KB Toys, Toys R Us, who would do that type of stuff is gone. So he's using Kickstarter as a way to sell directly to you or you or you, and skip the middleman of Target who won't carry this toy. And so they're doing it up. They started the Kickstarter
3 days ago.
3 days ago.
The 10th, April 10th.
April 10th. And I believe it was funded in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
It's over
$100,000.
It's over $1 million now.
Yes, it's over
Yes.
$1 million.
So far, so he's talked about doing the whole first line, which was 6 figures, but so far the Kickstarter is just for
It's just for the first Spawn.
Spawn.
Right, which is why the whole I can't do it at Target, because Target wants the whole wave.
3 paint jobs.
3 paint jobs. So basically, if you ever saw the original Spawn figure with articulated cape, which basically meant it folded in one spot, they're just remaking that toy. They're making it 7-inch scale because all the figures they now make are 7-inch and it was 5-inch. And and
Increased articulation.
increased articulation.
Well,
Yes. No.
I want to discuss that further,
Okay,
but go on.
No, we can.
Increased from the original toy.
The original
Sure.
toy had 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 points, I think.
Yeah,
Well, 8 if you include the cape bend.
yeah.
8. Or maybe 9, because there's, I don't know, I can't remember the other, both sides folded.
So here's why I'm going back and forth on this thing.
You have not backed it yet.
I have not,
Okay.
and I have
I'm probably not going to back it.
Okay.
me being me, and I'm a huge Spawn fan, but Todd, I feel, has been a little vague when it comes to the articulation on this thing.
They literally show you the articulation.
I know they do. They for 19 seconds, and you don't get a full 360 view of it. It comes like so. It's like a gray prototype thing that comes apart and shows you how it's put
Do you
together.
want to know how his ass is articulated?
I want to know how, because I was like, okay, it's got more articulation than I thought, and then I talked to you, and it was like, okay, he's got a bunch of articulation, but it doesn't change his pose or whatever. It's
Yeah.
not. It's not the
It's
McFarlane.
creepy.
It's not
It's
like the
creepy.
Fortnite. It's not the Fortnite Mortal
It's
Kombat
got
kind
the
of.
same articulation as the Fortnite Mortal Kombat guys.
You did not tell me that.
It has the same exact articulation scheme as the Mortal Kombat guys.
Okay,
As
so
the
it's
Fortnite guys. The same exact articulation scheme.
so he can make poses other than just the one that they've been showing.
That I don't know.
See, that's my concern is that he's basically just doing what he did when the Spawn toys evolved, which was like, here's, for example, cover issue 32 or whatever, and then they make a toy of that and it moves in like a few places, but you still have to basically keep it in that pose.
This will have the whatever they say 34 moving parts.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna get all three.
Okay. Now, the reason I am worried is because the Walking Dead guys originally had like 20 points of articulation,
Okay.
but they're sculpted in a pose.
Yeah.
So they're only ever going to look right in that pose.
And that's what I was getting at. That's
But
yeah.
you're still going to have a double jointed arm
Okay.
and a double jointed knee and crazy articulated wrists and a ball jointed head. But in every picture they've shown, even with the articulation scream and with all the heads, he's got his neck muscle. His head is turned.
Yeah.
So his shoulder muscles are already sculpted in one pose.
Right.
You'll still be able to move the head, but the shoulders will always be
To the tilted kind
tilted.
of, right? Yeah.
And then they show all the different heads, and they're all
Yes.
based off of that prototype. And when they show the model of the figure coming apart, he's in that pose.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what worries me.
Well, it should worry you, but if you want 24 moving parts or 30, whatever the magic number is, it'll have that.
Okay. That to me is not the same as a Mortal Kombat guy.
It is not, but he has the same articulation scheme.
Okay. All
He
right.
has the
I get what
same
you're saying now.
He has the same points of articulation. He's just not sculpted in a static pose
Right.
so that you can make him. And until they show me that that's not the case,
Yeah.
I'm out.
That's me too. That's what I'm saying is and that's how the last ones were. They had less points of articulation, but you could only move it like this and it would look funky and whatever.
He has 360 shoulder articulation, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, jointed wrists, 2 torso joints, ball T joints or ball jointed McFarlane hips, double jointed knees, crazy ankles, double ball jointed head.
I guess it's just because we're getting or we've got a Mortal Kombat one of him is like.
But
do
that's
I need,
current Spawn. This is original Spawn.
I understand, but
Oh, and by the way, modern Spawn is totally wrong, and people are pissed. It's so fantastic.
Mortal Kombat modern Spawn?
No. The second paint job is modern Spawn.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And it's basically they just took the same mold and just took the paint off.
Took the red out.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's the wrong sculpt.
Yeah.
And, and people are upset.
Because he's supposed to have the huge gauntlet
Yes.
And the boot.
And the boot.
the boot, which is awesome.
So, and then they're doing the stupid gray one, which I can't believe anyone would ever want.
Yeah, that's a little strange. But I could think that's just to entice you to get all the extra shit, too.
But that head looks fantastic.
Yeah. The
I mean,
screaming head looks
I
really
wish that
cool.
thing were painted.
Well, it won't be.
Right.
But you can put it on the fully colored.
Just get,
So
just get toasted paint.
Talk.
I realize the concern you both have about the articulation. I did back it, and I have a month to back out of it if I decide to. But I just put it in there. And given the updates that he's posted or not posted so far, there's hundreds, possibly thousands of comments asking all sorts of questions. And not much information is coming out. I don't know if we're going to learn before the campaign ends whether or not he can do additional poses, or if that's kind of what you fear, the static pose, but with articulation.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. On Instagram, somebody's like, oh, okay, so there's like no articulation. And he came back. There's articulation. Like, this was before the thing came out on April 10th. He's like, there's articulation. It's fully articulated, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I don't think you understand what the person is saying, though, Todd. Like, nowadays, we want what you're doing with Mortal Kombat 11. We don't want your old Spawn
it can do
toys.
that, but
it's not going to look right. Yeah, I understand. But what's the levels? I haven't even looked at, like, how much.
So it's $40 for a figure, right?
Plus 17 to ship.
Plus 17.
Fuck.
Yes.
So it's $40 for each of the 3 figures, and then it's I can't remember. So you can get regular classic Spawn, modern Spawn, which is just classic with less paint, and then the gray prototype or artist edition.
Yes.
And then you can get all 3, which is I can't remember what.
I want to say 180, but that math doesn't make sense.
No, it's like 100 or something.
Maybe.
If only we could look it up.
Right.
I'm on it.
Then there's a $80 tier where you can get them all hand signed. So for $80 you can get regular classic Spawn figure, but it comes with a signed plate, or modern Spawn with a signed plate, or you can the artist edition or the box set of 3. And originally they're all coming with different heads, and then if you bought all 3, you got 2 more heads.
All right, so the pledge levels, you can just give them $10 and not get anything. Okay, pledge $40.
You don't know this because you don't Kickstart.
I've never Kickstarted.
Almost every Kickstarter is like, just give us $1 just to say, hey, I support you guys.
That's fair.
So, like, I like your idea, but I don't need it or want it, but I have $1.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I apologize.
No, we're learning you.
$40 gets you the classic Spawn, the folding cape, blah, blah, blah. Resealable clamshell is a big thing he's making a deal out of.
I haven't seen cape articulation yet.
No.
I don't think it's
just the body.
Yeah.
Just the body.
Does
that
he have
cape
waist?
is enormous.
Does he have waist swill?
He has 2 waist joints.
40 or more gets you modern Spawn, 7-inch figure with shoelace face, folding cape, weapons base, over 20 moving parts. Pledge 40 or more, you get the artist proof Spawn, which is the black and white classic costume with the folding cape weapons.
I'm a little concerned it's going to be a Revoltech style Batman cape. It's like joints all over the place.
I love that cape. 80 or more, you get the autographed classic Spawn, as you were saying. 80 or more, you get autographed modern Spawn. 80 or more, artist Spawn. 160 or more, the 3-pack trilogy, 2 new heads. Hand signed, autograph.
Still.
You get the 3-pack classic modern with the Al Simmons human head. Artist proof with the screaming head. All folding cape weapons base. And and then he mentioned something about hands.
When they hit $1 million.
When they hit $1 million.
What's it up to?
It is now at $1,148,672.
It's slowed down.
And the original Kickstarter was for 100,000.
Yes.
Yeah, and this is with only 8,872 backers.
Right, and there's still like 27
days.
Yeah,
27 days to go.
So
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's funded. So as soon as it went live, everybody started, because I read some of the comments, and they were actually trying to respond a lot. Like Todd did and some employee did, or maybe Todd under a different name, but Todd was actually, and so everybody wanted all the heads, or like, I want regular Spawn, but I want that head, but I don't want to buy a 3-pack.
Yes.
And so there were lots of complaints, and then they all come with a weapon, but it doesn't look like he comes with crazy awesome Spawn hand, and like he can't hold the weapon. So they're all and most Kickstarters have
stretch goals
and different stuff. So I think it was yesterday that they announced that the heads will come with everybody can get the heads, right?
Yes.
It's not clear to me.
There's an update.
and then there's an update
About hands.
about hands. So there'll be a bag of hands, so you can have different hands, so they can actually hold the weapon.
But I don't think they've shown the weapons yet.
They have
either.
shown the weapon.
Yeah.
Okay.
They've shown a 3D rendering. It looks fucking crazy. It's way better than a board with a screw in it, but it's basically a better board.
There is a board with a screw in it, which is your favorite weapon of all, and it looks amazing. It looks, well, yeah, it's got like a huge hook on it.
Yeah.
And a bunch of nails in it, but it also looks like, Euro meat.
Yeah.
You know how they slice it off that big? That's what it looks like.
looks
with
like
the big hook
It
on
looks
it.
like a giant club.
I should watch the video.
Yeah.
I generally don't watch Kickstarter videos.
And the video is great because he has a prototype of the box, and he's like, so you pull the slip case out and you open it up and you do this, and then you pull your foam inserts out, and then it keeps like, because it's just a mock-up, it like pieces are falling apart, and it's the old toy in there, and he's like, and you just got to imagine, because this is everything's set on the 5-inch scale, and he's like, it's gonna be this much bigger. That's part of the reason why it's costs $17 to ship, is because this thing's gonna be fucking huge.
Oh yeah.
And he's got a gun.
He does have a
rifle
gun. Yeah,
too.
he has
Yeah.
a crazy McFarlane spawn gun.
So what I don't understand though is there's 3 that say pledge $40 or more, and then they talk about each different one. So
Right.
how do you get? So do you get to choose which one
Yes.
you want? Oh,
So
okay.
you pledge $40, and your $40 you can either choose to get classic spawn, modern spawn, or
Black and
artist,
white.
artist edition spawn. And you can pledge like $45 if you want to give them an extra $5. You don't have to just pledge 40, but 40 is the minimum. And then how it works is you pledge your amount of money, and then when the Kickstarter ends, they send you a survey, and then you choose the options that you want your money to go to. So you can pledge $100 or you can pledge $200.
right.
And then when you get the survey, you can say, I want this, I want modern spawn for 40, and then I want the 3-pack for 160 because I want 2 modern spawns.
Gotcha.
Or whatever configuration is. So yeah, you pledge 40, and then you can choose once the Kickstarter is done.
I
You
see.
confirm that I want the gray one. Said no one ever. And if you do, bullshit. Bullshit, I say. Dare I say it, pig shit, Mad Max style, pig shit.
Well, what are you going with? Classic?
Modern.
Modern.
Because modern comes with shoelace face.
Yeah.
And that's what I want.
Shoelace face is awesome.
Um,
Which is funny because Modern Spawn didn't have shoelaces. Well, actually, he did for. I'm trying to think.
couple issues.
No, he had it for a long time.
Really?
A long time. I just can't remember if when he got the new costume in issue 32, if he still had the shoelace face.
It's fine.
Probably did.
It's fine.
Look, it's one of the few things where knowledge is. Why are you whispering? It's one of the few things where knowledge is in my brain about it, and it's like, yeah, I'm good at some of this knowledge. I want
So,
to feel important.
and he has said, or they have said, that they're gonna add more tiers and more stretch goals. So it made way more money than he was expecting it to make right away. I'm sure he thought eventually it might get that much because
Right.
it's Spawn and it's him, and he wouldn't do something that he wouldn't make money on.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking that the fact that they're like, okay, we'll do 3 versions, and he explains in the video, like, it's always confusing because, like, you do this, and this, and he's like, we're just doing the 3 figures, 4 tiers. You can buy one of the 3 figures, or you can buy all of them. And then it exploded, and everybody like, well, on this Kickstarter, you usually can get, like, I want this and this and this. So he's like, oh fuck. So I'm sure they're scrambling to go, what the fuck else can we do?
Yeah.
Well, so one of the things they're trying to figure out is how people can buy multiple figures but combine shipping.
Yeah.
So if you want to buy modern and classic but not pay $17 twice, Todd doesn't have that worked out yet.
Yeah.
So they've got 3.5 weeks to get their shit together.
Yeah, but that's how every Kickstarter is. The problem is this is Todd McFarlane and
If it weren't their first, I think they'd be better prepared.
yeah,
So
it's very clear that he thought, oh yeah, we'll make a few $1,000 or maybe $1 million by the end of it.
okay, and then it was like, oh no, we have 1 million after 2 days.
Dude,
just
and
just
he,
offer the heads separately as a separate add-on.
yeah.
Offer figures as a separate add-on or weapons or whatever.
I'm sure they will, but that's how. It's,
Right.
Dude, he is so giddy in his videos now because the things hit $1 million. It's so fun to watch.
I hope he rolls some of that into future figures
I do too.
because Spawn is going to make a ton of money, but Tremor is not.
Correct, but Tremor doesn't need to make a ton of money. Tremor, as Spawn has shown, just needs to hit 100,000.
True.
Violator would be huge.
Violators.
I can't see how you would do a clown articulated
Oh yeah.
that heavily.
Because
Well, Violator would be completely different, and this was in one of the what the fuck was the February game show or the toy show, Toy Fair? Toy Fair. He was talking about how the original Violator was rubber.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
this time it's going to be an actual toy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
That'd be amazing. Yeah.
It's gonna be like a NECA alien.
Totally different. Yes.
I think you guys have convinced me I'm going to back it some way. I just got to look at it closer and figure out what I want.
Of course you're going to back it.
Yeah.
Spawn.
Well, I wasn't going to. Originally, I wasn't going to when I thought it was just going to be like the other ones. I'm like, Todd, we've got this already. I didn't like it, and I don't like
have
it
already.
anymore.
He
But
made a 10th anniversary or 20th anniversary super articulated Spawn.
well,
Right.
good for you. I didn't buy that.
I know, but like,
I love that when that's your response. I have that already. I bought that 20 years ago.
but 20 years ago he made what you want.
Right.
So the fact that he's doing it wrong, maybe drives me insane.
Yeah.
Like, the minute he showed that thing, I'm like, oh, that's just a prototype statue of something else. And they're like, no, this is the figure. And I'm like,
Yeah.
there's no way with him and his shoulder bulging this way that you're going to put the articulation and it's going to look right as soon as you, like, it's just not going to line up. It's going to look like a Revel Tech mess. Or not Revel Tech, who is amazing.
Amazing Yamaguchi Revel Tech. Yeah.
okay.
It's all the same.
It's going to look like those awful Venom shoulders where they look great in one pose. And they look great in one pose, and then every pose in between has giant things jutting out.
Well, if that's the case, I'm going to fucking love
And that
it.
cape is insane. It is a McFarlane cape. Like, I kind of just want the cape to put on.
I need more information about the cape.
Well, they just said it folds.
Right.
But how does it fold?
Who cares?
Well, I care because the original cape was so rigid that you folded and it just popped right back.
Right. Yeah.
So, and then they did a bunch of articulated ones that kind of looked stupid and janky.
Mm-hmm.
And not for $40, but man, give me the cape for $20. I'll give you $20 for that cape, and I'll put that cape on my Mortal Kombat Spawn,
Yeah.
and I'll be happy.
But there's so many folds on the molded. Just, I don't know how they're going to put joints into that thing and not make it look like trash.
Every point is on a swivel. Well, he's got 30 days to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he doesn't even need to figure it out because all he has to do is have one part bend and then it's folded.
Yeah.
Foldable.
Yeah.
That's the collar.
It comes. It's got a peg on his back so it swivels. I've
There you
designed
go.
one on Shapeways. I'll show you.
There you go. Yeah. You'll make it better.
So, yeah, I have it a reminder set. So if there ever gets to the point where like here, and he also thinks it's coming out this year.
November 2020 is what it says on the Kickstarter thing.
So,
It would already have to be in production, wouldn't it?
yeah,
Conspiracy.
because it usually takes 6 months to a year to get a toy out.
Yeah, but this is Todd.
But it seems like this is winding up a longer conversation than I thought. Like, it seems like when the Kickstarter went live is different than what he originally announced was happening at Toy Fair. Or am I just confused? I thought he was talking about kickstarting 5-inch figures.
No. They always said it was going to be.
Yeah, redo.
Okay, so then I'm just wrong.
Yes.
That's okay.
That's good. It's good
Yeah.
to be wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong all the time. It's the only way you learn.
But from the moment he showed the picture, I'm like, well, if you're redoing the original Spawn, why is he in a different pose?
All right.
And I'm pretty sure somewhere I have a statue that look or a model kit that looks just like that pose. I'm like,
I'm sure.
Fuck, Todd. I know. You gotta love him, but you gotta hate him too.
You know what? What might maybe probably not get me in if they put a stretch goal like $3 billion. You get glowing green magic energy effect. To snap
Yeah,
on.
dude.
Like that would be cool.
Well, you could take your Mysterio Marvel Legends.
No,
stuff.
no.
They're gonna
That's
give
like
you.
putting a label telling me if you don't want your toy to break, maybe try this.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They're gonna
That's
give you a
stupid.
counter and no magic hands.
A counter where it rolls in the back so you can change it.
Yeah. Oh my God, dude. Or it would be like a clock.
Oh yeah.
So it just like every day it would go down a little bit, or every time you moved him, the thing would go down, and he's like, "Fuck! I can only move him, 1,000 times," and then
if
he's
he
dead.
wants to go crazy, give me the giant church thing that he purchased on the
Yeah.
came with the 20th anniversary one.
Fuck
But I
you.
didn't say that.
Yes, he did. Fuck you.
I know. It's amazing. You should check it out.
I'm sure I can find one for
we
$150.
bought we ended up buying cases of just that Spawn
Yeah.
back in the day to sell them because Shadowhawk was crap and didn't sell. Savage Dragon was crap and didn't sell. And I can't even.
Shocking.
Oh, Ripclaw was the
Oh.
Spawn had like Marvel Legends articulation. The other guys didn't. They had like 10 points of articulation.
Well, I had a Shadowhawk figure back in the day.
Yeah.
But I didn't have the 10th anniversary.
Yeah. Well, I can't remember. Was it? Yeah, maybe it was only the 10th anniversary. I can't remember. 15th. Anyway,
Whatever it was.
good for Todd.
I'd still take a Shadowhawk figure.
Yeah. Didn't they do one with the comic?
I don't know.
Or maybe he was going to be Shocker Toys fiasco.
Oh. Mm.
I can't remember.
Wow.
Backbreaking action.
Yeah. Back-breaking action. G.I. Joe. Do we want to even go into that or no?
Do you want to?
Were you not happy with that review?
And his arm moves like this, and he has a great paint job. Like you guys showed no.
Look, I can't speak for Toast. I
No.
can only speak for myself.
Yeah.
He told me 10 seconds beforehand. He's like, "You're doing articulation." All right.
No,
Yeah.
but the whole video is like, so yeah, he comes with this great thing. I wish it was painted out in detail. Look, he comes with this thing, and I didn't want to look like a dumbass. And I'm like as soon as you showed his thing, I'm like, oh, he comes with a silencer, like, and you're like, oh, I didn't want to look like an idiot.
I didn't know.
I have 15 toys would come with that
motherfucker.
exact same. Fucking
I don't. That's the first time I've ever had a fucking dildo looking
You've
thing.
never gotten a silencer?
I've never gotten a silencer that wasn't already attached to the gun.
Really?
Really.
Wow. We
Yes.
should do a whole separate episode.
and listen to me, shithead. That was me containing rage because the audio stuff wasn't working. So I was very upset about that.
How is the audio stuff still not working?
It just, I told you it was the program, and I was pissed.
Okay.
He bought all of this.
Yeah,
Everything seen here.
yeah, for the audio and better recording, and we basically ended up doing it the old-fashioned way, which was fine. It actually turned out real nice, I thought, and sounded great.
It was a great video, but
But I was
there was
you can
no-
watch. You can see my hand shaking out of like rage, just annoyance.
for a toy that got a 5 out of 5 and a 4.5 out of 5, yes, I understand how math works, but you should understand how math works and how we review things.
Which is
There was the least amount of enthusiasm about a toy.
well, it was because
we were more happy reviewing that stupid fucking toy thing, stuffed animal, whatever the.
the surprisimals.
Like, there was more enthusiasm.
Oh, look,
And my
no,
favorite
you
part-
weren't there. You weren't there, so
understand.
we had to have somebody that had like a monotone kind of. Yeah,
But
this
you
is
were
what
both
it is.
monotone. Like Kevin's always monotone and on point.
Yeah.
But like, it was. I don't know. I was just like, how do they not like the whole thing? I'm like, so he's not happy. They don't like this, and then you're like,
Well-
5 out of 5. I'm like, what?
Was there uncomfortability because it was just me and you? Do you think? I don't
No.
think
Done,
so.
man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I didn't know that there was anything wrong at the time, and I haven't watched the video since.
Yeah. I'll have to go back and look at it now because I've watched it maybe
Like,
once
I'm
I'm
afterwards.
sure Berg is right.
Yeah.
There's no like, look at this. It's like he comes with this cool sword. It's pretty awesome. I'm like, that sword looks like. Look at this fucking awesome sword.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking awesome thing. And it's like, and he comes with a star in his hand. I don't know why he does. Comes with climbing claws. They should have given us 2 or none.
Maybe we were trying to be. Maybe we were just trying to be more informative and less personality. I don't know.
I don't know.
Are you the one that's giving thumbs down on the videos?
Yeah, I think it's really you.
I gave a thumbs down on that video.
Did you really?
I did.
You cunt. Oh my god, you fucking
That
cunt.
was me.
Oh, you fucking asshole.
Oh man, that's fantastic.
Well, I guess let us.
Like, I'm probably gonna buy the toy now.
Yeah.
I won't buy the
Deluxe.
deluxe one. I'll
Yeah.
probably just buy a regular one. Maybe. I still haven't decided. And let me tell you, they did not purposely make him wobbly to get you the effect of the.
I didn't say they made him. Motherfucker, did you not listen to what I had to say? Did I say it so boringly? Did I say it so boringly that you
so
didn't
stupid.
pay attention? I didn't say that they made it wobbly to make it feel like that. I clearly said that I think they put it on a ball joint like that to make it feel like, give the retro feeling to it. Didn't make it wobbly. That's a flaw. That's the flaw in it.
That's what you're gonna argue about.
Yes, I will fucking argue about
You're
that.
gonna argue about the fact that he's a wobbly mess and the fact that I said
He is not a wobbly mess. All right, fine. He's a wobbly fucking mess.
it's in other reviews, man.
Oh, God.
Everyone brings up the fact that he's got a loose torso.
Well, they can all go suck a dick.
You guys, it's a little loose. I wish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, you want us to be like, fuck this! It's fucking loose.
Look at
Yours will probably be the better version
I'm
because they'll
sure.
have fixed it by then.
Yeah.
but you say maybe they did it to get that type of movement,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah, to get that movement
they were
and
wobbly messes back in the day.
okay, well, I didn't mean that they were wobbly messes, but I specifically remember thinking, shit, that sounds like I'm saying it's okay for it to be wobbly. That it's okay for it to be wobbly. But so I said, I'm not saying that it's because it's wobbly. I'm just saying that kind of design. Yes.
Yes, they just added a new joint. And they
Yeah.
need to do it better.
Yeah. So I don't know. Let us know what you think.
We've got to do a whole G.I. Joe episode.
Oh, we will. Let us know what you think about that episode if
Say
you've
hi to
watched
Spawn.
it. Yeah, and any Spawn thoughts and Todd McFarlane related spots, leave comments below. Like and subscribe. All the stuff
Yarmo's
is.
Finnish. Yarmo's Finnish.
That makes
Speaks
sense.
Finnish.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I didn't either. I knew it was in the Netherlands area somewhere.
Yeah,
But
I follow him on Twitter. Hey, bud.
thanks for watching, everybody who did, and until next time, say bye, Berg.
Good night, Toast.
Good night.
Bye.